So hi, I'm Ghudda, and I'm here to say sorry for advertising for Omega, complaining about things like clear speed meta and lack of difficulty by showing you a build that has random difficulty, largely dependent on if enemies ignore completely intended, and more importantly, balanced mechanics. A skill that was considered so powerful they made it do damage, just to stop people from enjoying its incredible, intoxicating gameplay. I'm talking, of course, of Freeze Mine. A skill considered so powerful that it has no crit chance. With this many penalties, it's no surprise that the AoE of Freeze Mine is also the smallest of any skill in the game, with on average 1/4 the damage. What makes up for this? A 100% freeze chance, with 400% phantom damage for applying freeze. 1/4 the damage with 5 times the freezing power means Freeze Mine has 125% the freezing power of any other cold skill. Never mind that crits deal a minimum of 150% damage, and also have a guaranteed freeze chance. If you look at my handy chart here, you'll notice that if you ignore cast speed, cooldown, added effects like DOTs, and focus on non-crits, you'll find that Freeze Mine is the best skill in the game for freezing, when using added cold damage support, if you ignore the other better skills. If you only play meta builds, you might not realize that Freeze Mine is a mine skill, and gets no benefit from cast speed. Laying speed will help you, so be sure to invest heavily into all 6 nodes on the tree. Be sure to get enough to not be stunned out of every cast before you get a chance to trick enemies into thinking they spawned onto one of the PoE servers that doesn't quite have enough resources to keep the simulation running smoothly. Pile on those jewel sockets because 8% mine laying speed is the strongest single jewel roll in the game. Arming speed, however, is slightly harder to acquire. If you haven't used mines before, I don't recommend starting now. The truly professional among you might be able to press detonate at a 1-to-1 ratio to your mine drops. This doesn't work. Be prepared to get carpal tunnel fingering the D, because you gotta smash it every time you lay a mine, multiple times, to make sure they go off. As a health-conscious individual, I recommend a macro, as an individual has been banned for lesser crimes involving my childlike curiosity. I still recommend a macro. Maybe we can petition G2G, or China, and maybe they'll let us hold the detonate key instead. Or release a support gem that simply holds all necessary keys at all times, and lower our future healthcare costs. Like the defenses of this character, don't let things like life get in the way of your build focus. Cripple your character by equipping unique items. Invest heavily in beverage defenses to maximize your resistances to the elements and low-tier fistfights. Don't feel bad about the completely unavoidable one-shots. Remember that every league is a cutthroat league, and the blood god Kaduku is the one collecting, who will repay you with improved RNG, equivalent to your experience offering. I haven't talked about the build at all. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. I tried to make Freeze Mine my main DPS skill, but it's actually about 10 times easier to run around like an Ezomite gemhead weeaboo and do drive-bys with Vortex. Ignore all normal monsters with Vortex, ignore all non-normal monsters by turning them into statues with Freeze Mine. I recommend locking all supporting skills to level 1 to avoid the temptation of superior DPS that might alter the opportunity cost away from the exclusive use of Freeze Mine. Just remember that while freeze is an amazing mechanic which enhances gameplay, there are numerous enemies that decided to wear an extra layer of thermal underwear, rendering them immune to its scrotum scrunching effects. All the more reason to pay extra for those veiled items I have no way of acquiring through a fair fight. By today's standards, the damage is not impressive. The build is not impressive, which is why I took so much time distracting you with fair words, so you wouldn't notice that this guide contains no useful information. If you miss the old days of playing Path of Exile or want a taste of what the game was like in 2012, try Freeze Mine. Like a white Russian on the rocks, being battered by the ocean waves. It brings me right back.